So we're going to be beginning our research project for this quarter, and it is called the Move to Freedom Research Project. So in this project, you are going to be researching a person that has fought for freedoms of some kind. This could be past or present. You will learn about a figure, discover how they define what it means to be free. The list of figures are organized by categories for you on the next page that we're going to look at. If there is someone that you want to research that is not on the list, you will need to send me an email. Otherwise, you will need to pick somebody from the list below and then fill in your choice on the discussion board that is posted into Schoology. Each person can only be chosen once per class period. So I would take a look at the list, maybe pick 2 or 3 people that interest you, and then head over to the discussion board to make sure that your choice is still available, okay? So this project is going to have 3 different components. The first portion is going to be a written component. The second portion will be a visual component, and our third portion is going to be a presentation component. So for the first one, you are going to be writing a short essay that is going to be a minimum of 10 sentences, okay? Explaining how your chosen person fought for the freedoms that they believed in and how they would answer the question, what does it mean to be free? There is a little guide in this packet to help you. Your second component is your visual one, and you've got 3 different choices, and we'll go over those in just a few minutes, and you will complete one of those. And then the third part, your presentation, you're going to make a Flipgrid video that you will then upload and then spend some time watching some other people's and leaving comments of positive feedback. So here are your possible choices. So they're broken down into categories: civil or human rights, women's, Holocaust era, fair working conditions, environmentalists, and LGBTQ. So take a look at those. If you don't see anybody that strikes your fancy, again, you can deviate from this list, but you need to email me prior to that and get approval, okay? And remember, each person can only be chosen 1 time per class period. So for the written component, here is your little guide. The first thing you guys are going to do is find 2 reliable sources. Neither of those can be Wikipedia. So once you find your sources, link them or write them below so that you are able to find them again. Then you've got your claim. Establish a claim related to your person. So person's name, fought for or is fighting for if they're still alive, blank. So you would enter your type of freedom, civil rights. They fought for these freedoms because they believe to be free means fill in the blank with your answer, okay? So for example, let's look at Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Fought for civil rights for African Americans. They fought for this freedom because they believed to be free means all men are treated equally, okay? It's kind of a bad example, but it's at least an example. Then you guys have to have at least 3 pieces of evidence to support your claim. So you can list these into bullet points. Just make sure that you include your citations, which means you need to make note of where this information is coming from, because you are going to have to cite this in your mini essay that you do. So those 10, that minimum of 10 sentences, okay? And then interpretation. You're going to answer this question: how does your evidence show that your person fought for freedom? Show that what their definition means. Explain without using first person. So no, I think, I feel, I believe, okay? No first person. Next, you've got your visual component. And like I said, you've got 3 options to choose from. The first one is going to be a 1-pager. And so you're going to be getting a piece of printer paper. If you're at school, you'll be getting a piece of printer paper from me. If you're at home, you'll have to obtain your own. On this paper, you're going to need to include the name of your person, years that they lived, 2 quotes from your person with in-text citation, a quote from each of your sources with in-text citation, an image or picture related to the freedoms your person fought for or fights for, and then illustrate design using colors, image, symbols related to your person. No empty white space. Your second option is a collage, using cutouts from magazines, newspapers, etc. Create a collage that represents your person. It must contain an image of the person. You can print this out from the internet, but you are responsible for that. Do not send it to me to ask for it to be printed. the years that they lived, and then images that represent your person and what they fought for cannot be printed from the internet. So if your parents are ones that order a bunch of different magazines and stuff, this will be easy. If your parents are not magazine orderers, I don't know that I would suggest going this route, okay? Additionally, you have to have words and phrases representing your person and what they stood for. Again, cannot be printed from the internet. So you would have to find those words and cut them out of magazines. And then collage should be an 8x5 by 11. So again, standard printer paper, entire page should be covered, just like with your one-pager. Your third option is a timeline, and this can be done digitally or on paper. Create a timeline for your person. It must include the year of birth and death, at least 7 significant life events with a 3 to 4 sentence description per event. That's very important. You can't just write, was born. Okay, that's not a significant life event, even though them being born was, a life event. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for specific examples, and then each event has to have 3 to 4 sentences detailing it. And then each event has to include an image or a symbol relating to that event, okay? Lastly, you guys are going to be doing the presentation component. So using the chart below, locate your class period and post a 3 minutes, so it has to be at least 3 minutes, video of your presentation of your freedom fighter. It should contain the following. So you need to introduce your person, including the claim from your written component. So the one that was up here in the written component, right here, you have to include your claim, along with your 3 pieces of evidence, your interpretation of how does your evidence show that your person fought for freedom. I don't want you to just read your essay to me or to your peers, okay? It should be a condensed speech, highlighting, okay? And then an overview explanation of your visual component choice. Showcase your final project. Explain your images, events, whatever it was that you chose to highlight on your final project. And then the Flipgrid codes are posted down here for you below.